Hey everyone. Well, I just barely got back from my last trip down to Quartzsite, Arizona, and that was a lot of fun. I shot, I think, 5 videos down there. And I just got back the other day. I haven't even had a chance to unpack everything yet, and I'm already having to get ready for my next trip. So for this video, I'm going to take you into a room I don't show on camera very often. We're going into my boudoir. That's right, my bedroom. And you can see it's kind of a mess. And I've got a light on because I've laid out all the gear I'm trying to pack up for my next adventure, which is a backpacking trip. And well, yeah, I kind of think I might be crazy myself because looking outside, the weather is overcast and really chilly. And that's all the way over here in Vegas. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to be going to the mountains in California. And I think there's some kind of course, with my luck, it was beautiful and sunny all last week when I was in Arizona. But of course, the time that I had set aside for this backpacking trip, well, the forecast is not terrible, but it's not very pleasant. There's like a 40% chance of showers a couple of the days, and well, it's supposed to be pretty chilly. I did consider wussing out, but that's not the Wonder Hussy way. I really want to do this backpacking trip because we're going to go to a couple of hot springs, and you know how I feel about hot springs. A. B. Well, I didn't get a chance to go backpacking at all in 2020 because of the dang coronavirus, and I have all this gear that I haven't had a chance to use yet. Like, one of my viewers sent me a brand new, really nice backpack, and I got all this other stuff, so I'm looking at this as an opportunity to, well, a character building opportunity. An opportunity to learn to embrace the suck, as they say. I don't think it's actually good for people to be too comfortable all the time. A lot of people say we've gotten really soft and lazy in the modern era because, well, we have thermostats we can turn up and down, and we're always at a very comfortable 72 degrees. And it's supposed to be really good for you to be cold, soggy, hot, hungry. All these unpleasant things are actually supposed to be good for you. So I'm looking at this backpacking trip, well, as almost more of a challenge than a fun thing. But I'll bet you anything, it'll turn out to be fun, too. I'm going with a pretty good friend, somebody I've backpacked with before. I think it's only one other guy. Somebody else might be joining us. Hey, we'll find out. I'm heading out first thing early tomorrow morning. I drive all the way over to California. And I'm going to try to get there by early afternoon to the trailhead so that we can at least log a few miles before it gets dark. Anyway, all that being said, I just spent the last couple hours going through my massive collection of gear that all my generous viewers have sent me, picking out exactly what it is that I think I'm going to need to take on this trip. Okay, so a little bit of a backstory before I go into detail. We're hiking in the mountains in cold weather with possible rain to a couple of hot springs, and I want to make a video. We should be gone, I think, 4 nights, 5 days, 4 nights, something like that. Well, it's only 11 miles to the first hot spring and then another 3 miles to the second one. So it's really not a lot of miles, but that's kind of what I like about the guy that I'm going with is he's not one of these crazy, we got to do 20-mile-a-day type people. This is one of the people I went backpacking with in 2019, if you watched my video about backpacking to those hot springs in the Eastern Sierra. And I think those springs were 13 miles total. The total distance from the trailhead, and we broke that up into a 2-day hike. So this guy likes to do about 6-7 miles a day. Hey, that's fine with me. Well, actually, to be honest, it's not fine with me. I'm the kind of person who'd rather just push on and like bang it all out. Like, let's just hike, check it out, and then hike back. I'd rather spend less uncomfortable nights out in the wilderness. But he invited me. It's his trip. I'm not going to, push him to his death. So we're going to be gone, I think, 4 nights, 5-ish days, 6 days. I'm planning on sleeping 4 nights out in the woods. So with all that being said, here is what I'm anticipating packing into my pack. Now, I haven't tried stuffing all this into my pack yet. I thought I would just shoot everything first, and then we'll see how well it works out. Okay, I laid everything out on my beautiful bed. Just do a little pan on my beautiful bed set. I should shoot more videos in my bedroom. It's really a nice set. Anyway, I laid everything out on the bed because I know people like to see exactly what I'm putting in my pack. And I'm going to go through everything in detail. First of all, we'll start with the pack. Like I said, this is a brand new pack. I've never used it before, but I've used I think the same one. My sister has the same one. I think it's, I don't even know. Oh, Osprey. It's an Osprey Kite 46, which I don't know if that means 46 liter or what, but I used this pack on my last trip, and it was pretty comfortable, you know, as far as they go. Lots of little pockets, places to strap things. So I'm going to try to jam everything that's on the bed in there. We'll see how it goes. Then, of course, I'm going to be wearing my awesome Hoka One One hiking boots, which I've had for a few years now, but they're still going strong. You can see, you know, they're a little busted around the edges, but they're water resistant. They're lined in, I don't know if you can see that in there. They're lined in some kind of waterproof lining, so I think they'll be good in rain. And then I got these awesome Darn Tough hiking socks that are made in Vermont. Those are super comfortable, and I've hiked in those before with those boots and haven't gotten any blisters, so I should be good there. And then, of course, I'll be wearing my headlamp, which I'll make sure to have fully charged before I leave. So that should last me the duration of the trip. I have these poles set out here, these Lecky hiking poles. To be honest, I'm really not a big hiking pole user because, well, first of all, I'm going to be shooting a video, so I'm going to be holding my dang phone for the hike, so I'd like to have one hand free, you know, rather than be holding a pole in one hand and this in the other. It just seems complicated. But the friend that I'm going with has a ton of backpacking gear that he very generously offered to give me some of it, whatever I needed. And I told him that I needed a tent because, well, to be honest, the tent I've been using all the time and the tent I used on my last backpacking trip is this really old, busted, you can't even tell, but it was an Ozark Trail Boy Scout. It's a kid's tent that I bought at Walmart in 2013. That's like 8 years ago. And I've used it, oh my God, probably like at least 50 times, probably more. And I mean, it still works, but I don't think it's really waterproof, and it's certainly not windproof, and well, it's also not a backpacking tent. It's heavy, but you know, if I'm going to bring it with me and leave it in the car in case I don't need it. Supposedly my friend said he has a tent he's going to give me, but it's one of them tents that you have to use a hiking pole or a selfie stick or something to like hold up the middle of, I guess. I guess they make tents like that where it's basically just kind of like a tarp and you have to use your hiking pole. I don't know. We'll see. He said he was going to bring me a few tents to choose from. So I'm going to bring my old, I'm going to bring the old Ozark Trail tent just in case. And I'm going to bring these hiking poles just in case I end up needing them for the tent that my friend brings for me. Okay, now let's get into the details of what I'm bringing. I guess I'll just start back up here. There's the old Walmart tent. This is kind of an area of things I'm not sure I'm going to bring. First of all, I'm not sure I'm going to need this tent. My satellite phone, I'm not sure. And I know you're probably like, Wonder Hussy, are you crazy? Why wouldn't you bring your satellite phone? That's the most important safety tool of all. Well, it's heavy, and I really don't think I'm going to need it. You know, we're only going 11 miles plus another 3 to this other hot spring. I think it's a pretty popular area. I'll be with a friend. I don't know. I'm going to bring it in my car just in case. I do get a lot of emails from people asking me if I have a satellite phone. So just to show you, this is a Garmin InReach. And it's not like I can just, you know, make any calls willy-nilly because that would be very expensive. This thing is only for emergencies. The plan I have is about $15 a month, and it allows you to send 5 text messages a month to whoever you want. And then if you do have an emergency, you make an SOS call to their SOS rescue center. So it's good to have, but like I said, it's heavy, so I'm not sure I'm going to bring this with me. And then, oh, well, I'm going to bring this rain poncho. I don't know why I have it in the maybe pile. I'm definitely bringing this rain poncho. It really doesn't weigh anything. And by the way, you can see I have a couple of scales out. I have one of those things where you can weigh a suitcase. And I got my roommate's little scale for measuring herbs and stuff. So I can weigh everything down to the ounce. And this probably doesn't even weigh a half an ounce. So this is coming with me. Here's something else that I'm not quite sure about. One of my friends gave me this novelty hat. It's an umbrella with like a hat band in it, and it's meant to just put over your hat, and then you can wear it without having to, you know, carry an umbrella or use your hands. So I was thinking this might actually come in super handy because I can just put it on my hat. I don't have to hold it in my hand. It doesn't weigh anything, and well, if it does rain, even if I have that poncho on, I just feel like it would be nice not to get, you know, water all over me, and especially if I'm trying to use my cell phone to shoot video, it'll just come in handy. So I think that novelty umbrella hat, which my friend actually bought me to wear at Burning Man as a sunshade. He had no idea I'd be using it for a rainy backpacking trip. I think that's going to come in handy, and that should definitely come with me. Okay, I better go a little bit faster or this video is going to be super long. Okay, clothing-wise, I'm only bringing, well, so I'm going to wear, obviously, a pair of leggings and a shirt. Oh, I guess I should show you that. That's over here. This is what I'm going to wear. I got the warmest clothes I could find. I got this really cool Helly Hansen, which is a freaking Norwegian brand of thermal clothing. This is a wool undershirt. It's super warm. Got some chonies. And I'm going to wear black leggings. And then the same friend who gave me that umbrella hat also gave me this really nice this brand called Arc'teryx. It's really expensive, actually. Down puffer jacket that's super warm, and it has a hood, and it weighs next to nothing. And I'm pretty sure I've seen Prince Harry wearing the exact same coat. So that's what I'm going to be wearing on the trail. But for backup clothes, because, you know, I don't know how heavily it's going to rain. I'm not anticipating getting soaked, but I wouldn't just want to bring one set of clothing. Oh, by the way, I just noticed in the background here, look at this beautiful suede jacket one of my viewers sent me. Shelly. Thank you, Shelly. God, I was thinking it'd be cool to get it embroidered on the back, you know, like with a cactus and the words Wonder Hussy. Maybe a couple dice. I don't know if I'll do that, but I can't wait to get all duded up in this jacket. Anyway, back to my backpacking stuff. Okay, so I'm going to bring 2 extra long sleeve shirts and 2 extra pair of leggings, and one of these will be my pajamas, you know, and I'll end up probably wearing my pajamas the last day. A couple extra pairs of chonies just in case. I'm going to bring 1 pair of warm fluffy socks for wearing around camp or in bed, and then 1 extra pair of wool socks for hiking, because my other ones might get wet. And then these are, I didn't have real camp shoes, like Crocs, anything I could wear around camp with socks. So I'm going to try to just wear socks and flip-flops at camp. And then down here, this is kind of heavy. This is all my media stuff that I need to make this dang video. Okay, so in addition to the phone that I'm holding right now and using to record this, which is on a selfie stick with a microphone, you know, we're going to be gone 4 days. I don't know how long my battery will last, even on airplane mode. So I was thinking of bringing 3 external battery packs just in case, and my backup cell phone, my old cell phone, which I was going to put in a sock for protection, and then a little grippy tripod for those tough to get B-roll shots. But gosh, I weighed all these external battery packs, and I mean, it was like over a pound. It's kind of heavy. I did consider bringing this solar charger for a cell phone, but you know, to be honest, I weighed this thing and it weighed like 12.5 ounces, and then I weighed these 3 things and it came out to like 15 ounces. So really, these 3 don't weigh that much more, and they're a sure bet. Whereas this thing, I don't really know how sunny it's going to be on this trip because of the weather. So I feel like that might actually not work to charge my phone. And actually, now that I think about it, let me see how much this stuff did weigh. Put it on the scale. 1 pound, 1 ounce, plus my cell phone. Now we're at 1 pound, 7.6 ounces, plus the GorillaPod. Now we're at 1.9, basically almost at, oh gosh. Well, and then I was going to carry it all in this bag. Total weight here is 1 pound, 12.3 ounces. Which, yeah, that's kind of heavy, but I feel like I really have no choice when it comes to that gear, man. I mean, I suppose I could just bring like 1 external battery bank. On my other backpacking trip, I think it was 1 day shorter. I don't think I brought an external battery pack, and I just kept my phone off as much as possible. But I don't know, I don't want to skimp on footage if I see cool stuff, you know, so, well, let me just pack everything in the backpack and see how much everything weighs, and then I'll decide. Okay, here's everything else I'm bringing. Okay, down here is my toiletry stuff. I got a little bit of first aid stuff, toothbrush, toothpaste, vitamins, ibuprofen, sunblock, stuff for my face. You know, I'm vain. I gotta bring like eye cream, wipes, some napkins to use as toilet paper, good old Chipotle, and then my sleeping stuff, sleeping mask, earplugs, my sleep medicine, then a hairbrush, gotta brush my hair. That's pretty much all I'm bringing in the beauty department. Then this here is an inflatable sleeping pad. It's the, you know, I have like 3 or 4 sleeping pads, but I weighed them all. And this is the lightest weight one. I can't remember what it's called. It's like an Astro something. I've had it for years. I looked it up online on one of those gear review websites, and it was supposed to be the best, lightest weight sleeping pad. I used it a long time ago, and for whatever reason, I didn't really like it. But I decided to give it another try on this trip just because it's the lightest, and, well, I got all this other stuff that I gotta carry. Then, of course, I got my sleeping bag, which I think is rated supposedly to 30 degrees. We'll see how that goes. That's why I brought long pants to sleep in and socks. Then, this is kind of a luxury item. You know, my big fluffy bathrobe. I love putting on this bathrobe after getting out of a hot spring because, well, it doubles as a towel, and when backpacking, it triples as a pillow. You know, I just wad it up and use it as a pillow. I brought it with me on my last backpacking trip, and it fit in my pack just fine. It's not heavy, it's just bulky. So, if at all possible, I am definitely going to squeeze this friggin' robe in there. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, now we'll move on to food. This is the best part. This is what everybody likes. Okay, so I'm just going to bring my little pot, my backpacking stove. There's not very much gas in this container. I should probably get a new gas container before I go, but my friend is also bringing a stove, so between the two of us, we'll probably be okay. I don't know. Then, of course, I got a couple of lighters in case one fails. My spork, small knife, you know, with all the attachments, a water filter. Basically, it filters into this bag, and then I'll squeeze the filtered water into this. This is the lightest weight bottle I had, and believe me, I weighed them all on the scale. I took all the bottles out of my kitchen. That's the lightest, so I'll use that for drinking coffee, drinking cocoa, whatever, and then drinking water. I'm also bringing a Camelback bladder, and I'm going to fill this with water before I leave, so that's going to weigh. That's 1 liter. It's a small one, which you might think, gosh, you're only bringing 1 liter of water? Well, we're going to be hiking in a forest with creeks and hot springs and all kind of water that I can filter. A. B, it's going to be extremely humid, if not raining. And C, I just don't tend to drink a lot of water anyways, because I'm used to living in the desert, so this will be fine. This is all I brought on my other backpacking trip up in the Sierra, and it's dry up there. And then here, I'm pretty sure there's no bears where we're going, but just in case there are, I brought a really lightweight kind of a day pack type thing with some rope so I can put all my food in a bag and hang it from a branch out of the reach of bears. Now, speaking of the food, here's what I'm bringing food-wise. Plenty of instant coffee for the morning. Running low on instant Starbucks, but I got plenty of Bustelo. Cocoa for sitting around camp at night. You know, unfortunately, wine or any kind of booze is too heavy. Although I do hear they make dehydrated booze now. So cocoa's going to have to do me. And then I'm going to go ahead and skip up here to where, so for breakfast, I mean, I'm banking on being out for 4 days, right? So I got 2 breakfast hashes. Unfortunately, I only had 2 of them in my pantry. So I'm going to have pasta primavera and Irish shepherd's pie for breakfast on the other days. And we'll go back down here to my lunch, which I have bone broth. Nice warm cup of bone broth midday. I'll really get you going. Some jerky that one of my viewers sent me. I figured that'll be good to keep me going on the trail. And all this freeze-dried fruit that one of my viewers sent me a long time ago. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. I got, what is this, peaches, apples, bananas, grapes, and strawberries. And yeah, you know, I probably should take it out of the packaging and put it in a baggie. But the packaging really doesn't weigh much, and, you know, I can tote the trash out easily. And then for my dinners, well, I got a bunch of dehydrated meals. I'm going to go with chicken and dumplings, chili mac with beef. I've had that one before. It's pretty good. Lasagna. I've had that one before. It's pretty good. Pad Thai. Never tried that one, but it looks delicious. I tried to go with, you know, I look at what they say, how much protein and how many calories. And, well, you might be able to see over there, that's where all my reject stuff is. This was all stuff that I thought I was going to pack and then just decided, like, do I really need to bring 4 pairs of underwear? No. Do I really want to bring this thing? No. Well, that was the deal with this Thai curry. It just didn't have enough protein to seem worth the wait. And then also my fuzzy pink blankie. I thought, well, it's either the blankie or the robe. And, well, I'd rather go with the robe. And then the final, well, I brought 4 dinners. And then I also brought like a bonus dinner, which is ramen and instant mashed potatoes to make a ramen bomb. You know, really warm, carb-heavy little snack or treat in case we end up staying out an extra day or I just get real hungry. I think this is plenty of calories for me. I'm not going to be burning that many calories. I should be okay. My plan is to eat a pretty hearty lunch right before I get to the trailhead, so I won't really need to eat dinner the first night out. And then, of course, on my way out, I'm going to stop at the first place I can find and get a burrito. So I'm pretty sure this will be fine. Okay, now I need to try to jam all of this in my backpack and see if it fits. Okay, well, I just barely jammed everything in there. I don't know if I want to weigh it first, or let me try it on first and then I'll weigh it. Whew, okay, well, it's pretty heavy, I'm not gonna lie. I might have to jettison that satellite phone. Ooh, 26 pounds. That's like, oh man, that's more than a quarter of my body weight. I just looked it up, and according to REI, your pack isn't supposed to weigh more than 20% of your body weight. So I weigh about 115. This should only be 22 pounds. That means I need to lose 4 pounds. I'm tired of messing with it. I'll just figure it out tomorrow. My friend is a very seasoned backpacker. I'm sure he'll help me figure it out. Okay, well, I gotta edit and upload this video, and then I gotta go get some food and go to bed early because I gotta get up at 6 in order to get on the road by 7:30. But before I end this video, there's a couple other things I wanted to talk about, but I have to go into my office for that. Hi, Fred. Freddie, you don't want to go backpacking, do you? No way. Okay, actually, the only thing I wanted to say in here is, well, I just got back from my trip to Arizona and checked my mailbox, and I had a ton of really cool mail that people sent me. So I just wanted to point out, I mean, I got a lot of really cool gifts, and I don't want to bore everybody by showing every single thing that I got, but just a few noteworthy items. Okay, first of all, look at this beautiful plaque one of my fans made me. Isn't this cool? It's made out of wood. I can't remember the name for the technique. She sent me a card that explained it, but she made this, man. It's out of wood. It's made to hang on the wall. Oh, she even signed it. How cool. And look at this beautiful peacock pattern. It's the state of Nevada, Wonderhurst Adventures, shellacked. Really nice. Definitely deserves a place of honor in my office among all my things. So that was one cool thing. Then another cool thing I got was this biker patch. Look at this. Lone Wolf, no club. I mean, I'm not a biker, but if I was a biker, I would totally sport this on the back of my vest, which is, well, it's what I'm working on here. I have this little fake biker vest, and, well, so far I've only got 2 patches. One on this side that has my name, and then one on this side that says my game. So then I was thinking on the back, I'll put this, and then that way, whoever's riding behind me will know that I want to be alone. Okay, and the one final gift that I wanted to talk about, and this is, well, it's kind of adults only, I suppose you might say. Somebody sent me some keys. Cute little set of keys with a little pink dog tag that explains what these keys are for. Well, I guess I won't beat around the bush. These are the keys to someone's chastity device. That's right. There's a guy, I'm not going to say your name, but there's a guy, I think he's in Florida, who's wearing a male chastity device that's locked. And this is the key to it. And so he had, I guess the idea is, guys who have that fetish, I suppose you could call it. I don't mean to be offensive to you by calling it a fetish, but guys who have that turn on of wearing a male chastity device, it's basically well, the one I've seen was a plastic, sorry, turn the video off if you're not into this, but like a plastic, clear plastic locking enclosure that covers your genitals. So you can still go to the bathroom, you just can't, well, you can't do anything else, if you know what I mean. But the person who's wearing it kind of gets off or enjoys the fact knowing that a woman somewhere holds the keys, and he can't unlock it without her. So I guess his lady friend down in Florida had the keys for a while, but then she felt it was time to pass them on to somebody else, and I guess she works in an adult store, so she had them, I think, hanging on the bulletin board in the adult store for a long time, like, hey ladies, anybody want to take possession of this male chastity device? Well, nobody did! Go figure! I don't know what's wrong with people in this day and age. Must be COVID. Anyway, she sent me his keys, and so now I am the owner, or the key holder, I suppose I should say. I'm the key holder for this dude's chastity device. How about that? Now, unfortunately, I would carry these with me on my backpacking trip, but my pack already weighs way too much, so I'm just gonna leave these at home for now. But if you're watching this video, you can bet your sweet bippy that I'll be wearing these keys around for quite a while, and I'll be thinking of you. And then when I'm ready to pass them on, well, I've got no shortage of girlfriends here in Vegas who would be happy to take over for me. Okay, oh, there's one other thing I want to talk about before I shut this video off, and that is, oh my god, I can't really show it on camera because it's got all my numbers on it here. Brief glimpse. I had to go take a friggin' FAA Airman's Knowledge Test, like a pilot test. That's right, I bought that little drone that I have, the little DJI Mavic Mini, because it only weighs 499 grams, so you don't have to register it with the FAA. The law is if it's 500 grams or heavier, then you have to register it. Well, I specifically bought that one, so I didn't have to do that. Come to find out, if I want to use the footage that I shoot commercially, meaning in monetized YouTube videos, well, I gotta go get my commercial drone operator's license, drone pilot's license, so that, oh, all right, I'll go get the dang, dang government always wants their piece of the pie, right? I mean, economy's in shambles. Here we are trying to make a buck any way we can, and they want their piece, by gum. Okay, fine. I go to the FAA. I pay the $96 to go take this test, and then I start studying for the test. Oh my goodness, it was so complicated. It's like you basically have to know everything you would know to fly an actual manned aircraft, and that's really not much of an exaggeration, if any. You gotta understand how to read sectional charts, which are those big, crazy, complicated maps pilots read. You gotta know how to read the weather printouts that are all crazy numbers and letters. Whiskey, Tango, Foxtrot, Zulu, Niner. Ah! Why do I need to know all that to fly a friggin' drone in the middle of nowhere when I can't fly near an airport anyways by law? You tell me. So anyway, I spent the whole week while I was down in Arizona shooting videos listening to this one YouTube video on repeat that was kind of like a drone test study guide. And the guy was great. I enjoyed the video. He was funny. He presented the information in a way that wasn't make me want to kill myself to listen to. But all that being said, man, I barely passed that test. That was the hardest test I've ever taken. And I'm a good test taker. I was one of those nerdy kids who did well on the SATs, that kind of thing. This test, it was 60 questions. And it felt like being punched in the face 60 times in a row. Because the first question was really tough. And I went, oh God, the very first question off the bat is, I have no idea. So, I bookmarked it and clicked next. I'll come back to it. Thinking, oh, well, that was probably just like one of the hardest questions I'll get. The next one will be easy, something I know. No, the second one was just as hard. Then same on the third, fourth, fifth. Almost, there was maybe only 2 or 3 questions on that test that I felt confident in the answer on. It was, like I said, just mind-blowingly difficult. And also I can fly this little toy drone. Oh. Anyway, I did, like I say, pass, barely. So now I have an airman's license, whatever that means. It expires in 2023. And I'm not sure if I have to go back and take the test all over again. And if that's the case, well, I think I'm just going to go ahead and shoot all my drone footage that I'll ever need for the rest of my life in the next 2 years so that I never have to go through that torture again. If you're watching this and you have a pilot's license or a helicopter's license or even a drone pilot's license for that matter, I salute you. I have a much bigger respect for pilots now, knowing what they have to go through to get their licenses. Okay, anyway, that's all I'm going to say for now. I gotta, like I said, go get something to eat and then go to bed and get up early and go backpacking in the rain. Well, I won't be able to shoot any drone footage on the trip because A, I can't carry any more weight, and B, just because I passed the test doesn't mean I have the actual license yet. I think it'll take another 7 days before I get my official license number. So, stay tuned for that. It'll be coming soon. I'm going to go ahead and get on with my evening.